name is Ryan Hexum. I'm the owner of Wildwoods Manufacturing Company here in Hayward, Wisconsin. Take you on a little tour of some of the things that we do.
Okay, follow you.
You can see one of the pieces that we're doing here is a natural hickory custom vanity for a client here in town. Okay. Nice. Some of the cabinetry. These are the probably by far the most popular. We've patented a process of actually taking any logo or image or old vintage photograph and actually printing it into the wood or the grain of the wood, so you can still see the grains come through like this, or like on this one where it comes through here. And so we're taking these now and as tops on dining tables, occasional tables, coffee tables, end tables, bar tops, and people have really responded well.
Oh, you got some over here?
Here's what they look like when they're all trimmed out, just before they're ready to go to finishing.
So
this has been trimmed out with pine that's been harvested from here in Hayward.
Oh, is this plywood?
Yep. Yep.
So it's plywood with wood frame. This
particular one is. We do it on solids, plywood, whatever the customer wants.
Oh, so it doesn't matter if it's this.
No, this helps hold the cost down a little bit. Plus, plywood gives a real nice grain.
Oh, yes.
This is some of the black walnut that comes in. This is what it looks like rough before we do anything to it whatsoever. We have it cut in smaller sizes because it makes for a more stable product at the end of the day.
What is this used? Is this used for legs? Or?
This is used for the actual dining table tops itself.
Oh, okay.
This order is going to be produced for dining tables that are going out to California, actually.
And you said this is redwood over here.
Yep. Here's some of the examples of the reclaimed redwood that we use. These will be going to be made for end tables. The smaller pieces like this. I'll show you some of the big pieces in back for dining tables.
And you were saying this redwood, this is basically dead redwood trees.
Yes.
You can't cut redwood.
Correct. All the redwood forests, you know, those giants are protected. You know, they're very, very... If you've ever been out there, I mean, you can drive a car through.
Right.
But every once in a while, one falls.
Yeah.
Or a branch of one falls.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
And they can sell that.
And and then the state of California brokers that to people, sells it, they mill it up and cut it into pieces for us, and we buy it.
Red gold.
Yeah, red gold,
exactly.
Have
black gold.
That's the black gold, exactly. Here you can see some of the product that's staged for finishing. So everything that you see here is completed in production and waiting to go into finishing. So you have some of the cocktail tables here, the hickory bases themselves. Those tops that you saw with the logos on them will then go on to these bases.
Oh, okay.
Here's a set of tables that are getting ready to go to print. This is an order that's going out to North Dakota. Let's see, over here we see some of the circle sawn pine pieces. And see, this is a good example. We like to use pine that's been aged for a while, like this, so that some of the color from the wood bleeds into the pine, and you get some of the lights and the darks. And then when you send it to finish, you get a way different blend of colors. It's a way of looking like old barnwood, but not necessarily all old barnwood. So here's what the redwood slabs look like when they've first come in. So this one stands about 7 feet tall, and you can see all the curl. This is a very high-grade slab. This is all burl and curl all the way through it.
Beautiful.
And this slab will be just very, very stunning when it's all done.
Yeah, this is a
big black walnut one. Another big, beautiful. This has had nothing done to it. The redwood one has at least been sanded, but this has been just cut with a big old Alaskan-style mill. And again, it will make for a beautiful dining table.
This is going to be just a table, right?
A dining table. One single, solitary, beautiful piece of walnut.
That's really nice.
You know, the other walnut that you saw was all individual staves that are going into dining tables for restaurants. This is more for an individual statement piece.
Oh, so it's really nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and you got some pine legs.
Here's some of the pine. These are actually parts for bunk beds that have been cut to length, and they have to go through sanding and everything else yet.
You were saying over here, you're showing me this is hickory.
Yes, this is the hickory.
Extremely heavy.
So, crazy heavy. Those bases that you saw earlier, this is how it comes in. It comes in a raw material like this.
Yeah.
You know, and then we take it, cut it to length, drill the holes, do the old mortise and tenon joinery, you know, 100-year-old technology, nothing fancy. We want to accomplish that old, vintage, 150-year-old furniture look with this stuff.
So what's up there now?
These are all barnwood tops that are waiting. Okay. So now here's some of the tops that are going through finishing right now.
Good.
After they've already gone through, we do a clear. This still needs a couple top coats, a stained edge like that. That's a fun one, the old vintage motors. And here's some end tables that are finished. So no logos on these. This is just some of the standard stuff. Still beautiful. So these dining chairs were all produced on a product that was harvested locally right here in Hayward.
Oh, is this pine?
Yep.
Nice. Are these going to go to a restaurant?
And we do, this order is not for a restaurant, but we have delivered them to restaurants as well. Again, this is that circle sawn that you saw in the hallway that was unfinished. And we do, what we feel we specialize in is doing this old vintage, painted, rub it through, glaze it, make it look like it's old, but yet still have the comforts of something that's new.
You got a dresser here.
Yep. So this is a custom piece. We still do a handful of custom pieces. This is actually yellow birch.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't have that in our core lineup because it's very difficult to get, but it's still beautiful. And we have this in an accountant brainer that just loves our yellow birch and painted product.
Well,
and this is stuff that nobody else is doing. You have a stained top, you have a painted case, and then you have a natural yellow birch for the legs and the accents.
I've never seen anything like that. That's
Yep,
beautiful.
yep, very special.
Yeah.
Got a big order of, this is that, remember that black walnut that was rough out in the hallway and all the smaller parts?
Oh, yeah.
When we first started?
Right.
This is what the finished product looks like.
And these, you said these are going where?
These are going up to California. There's a winery out in California that ordered a bunch of black walnut tables.
Yeah, I mean they got sawdust on them. You can tell
they got sawdust, but you can kind of see, and individual pieces. When you narrow them down to individual pieces like this, 2.5 inch, this is called a stave.
Yeah.
The smaller the staves, the more stable the product. You see, we did a hickory now. We combined the hickory with a wagon wheel bed, but then we put a reclaimed real deal reclaimed barnwood panel insert. And then eventually we can do logo inserts and everything else in there. That's what's coming next for next spring. You can see this is the redwood, a good example of a smaller piece of redwood, but all finished up, ready to go onto a base. Just gorgeous, gorgeous. That's some of the black walnut pieces. These are wild slabs of black walnut that we've made into coffee tables.
That's black walnut?
Yep, that's black walnut as well.
Wow.
Tables that are been through finishing and they're waiting to go on, get attached to their bases.
Nice.
This one's a fun one. This is a wine buffet.
It's a wine buffet. Where's this going?
Hickory wine buffet is going up to Brainerd.